Asteya, or non-stealing, is our third yama. As yogis, we try to live by the Yama and the Niyama, and by living these principles, we're able to connect to our truest self and to find more peace and joy. My name is Christina. I'm the founder of Soul Thrive Yoga, and I'm really excited to share with you a little bit more about Asteya. It's a lot deeper than just non-stealing. Obviously, it means not to take things that don't belong to you. Don't take money or things, but it goes a lot deeper than that. If you go a little bit deeper, one way that we steal from others is to take more than our fair share, to take something that somebody else might need. An example of this would be leaving the water running when you're brushing your teeth. Water is a limited resource, and we all use it. We're all connected, and if you take more than your fair share, then it takes from someone else. Another way is leaving the lights on when you leave the house. Again, we have to power the house with something, depending on where you live, coal, hydro, and that's a limited resource that we all share, that we all need. So taking more than your fair share, hoarding things, that is against this principle of Asteya. Another way in relationship to others is when we steal someone's time. If we're running late for something and they're sitting there waiting for us, we're stealing time from them. Or if we keep talking to them for hours and hours when they have somewhere to be and we're trying to hold them so that we can talk to them, we're stealing their time. Another way is to steal someone's energy. Energy is really a flow. It's a give and a take. If I give something to you, there should be energy back, and vice versa. So we don't want to just steal energy from someone. Now, of course, in any relationship, there's going to be this shift every once in a while. You're going to go through rough times. You're going to have to go to your friend and offload and talk a lot and take a little bit more energy from them. That's fine. It's going to happen back and forth. It's just if you're doing this on a regular basis, if you're kind of an energy vampire and you're going and taking from people and you're never giving in return, that is Asteya. So those are ways that we steal from other people. Another way that this shows up in our life that might be one of the most rewarding applications of this is we don't want to steal from ourselves. We practice Asteya, or non-stealing from ourselves. So how do we do that? We rob ourselves of the present moment a lot. We do that in two different ways. One way is we don't live in the present moment. Mentally, I'm living in the past or in the future, and then I miss this beautiful, vibrant moment just as it is. I miss this opportunity to connect to someone I love. I miss this opportunity to really enjoy my cup of coffee, whatever it is, those small moments. We rob ourselves of our lives. And life is precious. Give yourself that gift. So that's one way that we rob ourselves. The other way that we rob ourselves is by not fully experiencing emotions. We want to run away from emotions sometimes. So of course we have the feel-good emotions and, the falling in love, the sharing, having a really deep conversation with a good friend, those rewarding moments when somebody says thank you for something you did or honors and respects your contribution to something, all those feel-good moments. We can rob ourselves of those by not being present and not really experiencing it and enjoying it. But then we also rob ourselves from the hard emotions, grief, sadness. The human experience here is really about experiencing it all, feeling it all. And when we run away from the grief, the sadness, the fear, the anger, when we run to ice cream or the television or whatever it might be that we use to distract ourselves, even running to a yoga class if we're using it as a distraction, if we're running to something to ignore that part of ourselves, we're robbing ourselves of this human experience, which is short and precious and such a gift. When you're able to sit with the experiences, the emotions that are coming up, whether we label them as good or bad, when you're able to sit with those experiences and respect somebody else's boundaries, then we're really practicing Asteya. The practice of non-attachment actually helps us with Asteya a lot in relationship to that aspect of robbing myself of the experience. Non-attachment, let me be clear, is not detachment. It's often misunderstood that way. Non-attachment is just the realization that nothing in this material world is permanent. My body is not permanent. My personality, my thoughts, my emotions are not permanent. The house I have is not permanent. The job I have is not permanent. The relationship I have is not permanent. All of this is going to change. That is the practice of non-attachment. And when I recognize that, then I'm able to be more present with the experience. When I realize that my dog is not going to be here forever. When I recognize that, although that is very, very sad and heart-wrenching, really, that practice of non-attachment, of this is not permanent, allows me to enjoy it more fully. Allows me to really be in that human experience and stop robbing myself of that experience because I'm thinking of something else or I'm living in the past or the future. When I practice non-attachment, this moment is precious and fleeting. Then I can really enjoy it and practice Asteya.